Thank you, everybody. And it's such a blessing to review and listen to all of these as I created this web page. And especially to listen to the silence between the words, which just drew me into the presence of these master teachers. And I guess I've been in love with mastery all my life. I think I've been a very good student. And I laugh because I remember some of my misadventures when I perhaps was a disobedient student, but in a way that I think a lot of people have touched upon. Sometimes that made me a more effective student. My misbehavior throughout life has led to a great deal of suffering, and some of the most poignant shares that I've experienced as I've been putting together this webpage on this delightful Giving Tuesday have referenced past pain and how these heroic teachers have stepped into an experience of discomfort rather than diverting away into a space of safety. And it's emotional to experience some of what has occurred in these amazing folks' lives that have kind of, as Linda mentioned, kind of come out of nowhere sometimes. It gets very messy and back and forth, and it's very accurate what Angus shared as I was in the soul-centered series when I learned of my diagnosis, and I remember setting the event up and being in such a dark space. And it's so astounding to hear Angus and Rohini share about me being a battery of love in that. And indeed, that's coming out of the University of Santa Monica experience, that was always where I was trying to be, in this battery of love and presence. But that one event, I remember setting up for it, I felt I was even beyond not functioning. I felt the only way of even surviving was to put one step forward. I felt toxic. I remember feeling very toxic. I just diagnosed with an aggressive, life-threatening prostate cancer diagnosis, and this was 2009. Yeah, 2019, or possibly 2020, the very beginning of it. And what I really took away from that experience was that I can survive anything, and this is a learning I continue to have. When I experienced the work of three principles teachers, Bill and Linda Pettit, Amy Johnson, Isla Coates, the divine Isla, and these incredible teachers that, Angus and Rohini really, they've stepped forward in such a leadership capacity in this community, gathering, folks like Linda, Isla, Bill, and all of the folks in the Soul-Centered series, and all of those coming here together. It's because of who they are in the moment. And what really stood out for me, I believe one of our teachers shared about that deep and almost immaculate connection between love and wisdom. And in my own practice, there's an actual yoga technique that you connect the two, kind of energy centers, chakras, these heart and mind, and then you experience the presence of the master. And really what that is just a reflection of God and the higher power. And it's no accident, I think, that the folks who have stepped forward, some of whom are my deep personal friends and mentors, Johnny Roman, Carolyn Fryer Jones, they came forward from areas of my life where people live that wisdom in their choices. In the results they create in the world, often, as Carolyn Fryer Jones says, in a very messy, everybody says this, in a very messy way, that honors not only the discomfort of that zone of growth, that when we step into it with our courage, but also the chaos of life. Like, bring it on, they say. Bring it on, they say, with their words, with their actions. And I'm drawn to that. And when I speak of the work I do, being healing, which really is about stepping into the I am consciousness of the soul of healing, which is within every cell of our body, I know that, through my work, I have a unique ability to support folks who are undergoing diagnoses, not only by working with them in the context of 3 principles and what I've learned, but also honoring how people are however they show up, as opportunity and as beauty. So I thank everybody who has taken the time to grace themselves by dipping into this immaculate presentation that, to me, swells and fills my heart with gratitude, in which I am so excited and thrilled to offer you today on this webpage. Enjoy.